Century 21 to May's ZapTV. Thank you guys for joining me. I am not Dan Elzer, but hey, I'm Wayne Weaver. Just a quick bit of housekeeping. So we'll talk about our text line to chat with us live so we can answer any questions you may have. So please feel free to text questions to 321-300-7759. Please throughout the show, even if they don't quite have to do with what our topic is, we'll try to answer everything we can. So 321-300-7759. The next piece, as usual, the show will be able to be watched, the same broadcast, within about 48 hours of this live broadcast. So you can go to the same link, c21.zapbroadcast.com. It'll be live till the next show. So feel free to share that or share it with any other agents or your office. So, and so we'll get live with what we're going to talk about today. So we are actually going to talk about some of our most recent updates, and I can tell you that these updates that are coming in now, truly driven to the agent level. Most of them have been asked for a long time, and our team was able to get them done for the agents. So just going to talk about some of the updates that happened somewhere a little while ago and somewhere as early as last night. We had an update. So I want to get you guys those real quick. So I'm actually going to go live in my platform and just show you guys, again, some of the, just a couple of the updates, and then talk about a couple more as well. So one of them could, kind of just a little simple update, but I really do like it, trying to make it easier for us agents to run our business and stay in contact with our folks. We used to have priority dates. So you would see in the right-hand corner from where my screen is, it would say add priority date. We've actually just changed the name of that to a reminder, and you will see that plus add reminder actually appears as another blue button at the top. So not only is it there, easier to just click on. One thing I love is when I click on that, we actually have the ability to just type, obviously, happy birthday, to, remind me to reach out to Lois on her birthday, or certainly on the day she closed, or just whatever. So whatever message I put to remind me. But one thing I love is, I'm just going to pick a day. We can actually hit repeat. And obviously, if it's just whatever we want to repeat daily, weekly, monthly, but we can go for 20 years, and we'll get that message that will tell us, hey, reminder Lois's birthday, or Lois's the day she closed, 1 year, 10 year, 20 years later. So, and I could put obviously whatever number I want. So, just a little tweak, but really neat when you kind of think of it at the agent level. Again, just some things that are going to help us make this platform even better. And again, all for us. So, wanted to make sure I showed you that. Just a side note. One of the updates last night is that if you do use an iPad, that the update last night has fixed any quirks that update that Zap had while running on your iPad. So it's fully customizable now. So if you've used an iPad in the past and had maybe an issue or two, please don't hesitate to try that again, and hopefully have some better luck with that. So a shout out real quick to Realty Solutions in Alaska. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Hopefully you guys get some good stuff out of this, but feel free to keep the shout outs coming, or certainly any questions, but love having you guys in from Alaska. Appreciate that. So iPad, fully customizable. The next piece that we're going to talk about, and we've talked about these before, in probably every show they might come up, but one of the most recent updates are property insights are actually so easy to do now. They're much easier to do than they have been in the past. So I just want to take a minute to show you guys. They continue to be such a powerful tool for agents that are using them, not only in Google SEO, in making your website more attractive, but they are leading to showing requests in contacts and customers just reaching out directly to the agent and saying, will you work with me? Because you've seen all these properties. So real quick, if you're not quite familiar, Property Insight, very simple. You can show any listing in the MLS. Well, when you show that, if it's in active listings, if it hasn't gone pending, you can actually leave an insight in Zap that basically says, hey, I was in, I showed, previewed, broker open, it's my listing 123 Main Street. Here are my thoughts on the property. So that's what a Property Insight is. And I will just show you how much easier they are. So from the dashboard, if I hit this plus add right here, and you will see that this, nothing's changed here, but if I click new insight, new agent insights, and then just slide over to new property insights, this is where it's changed if you have not gone in here. So I'm gonna actually just do one quick. Let me just see if I can, I'll just find 602 Main North Street. So so I found the property. That is the property. Obviously, it looks like land, but that's the property I showed, previewed, broker open, my listing. Where we used to have to pick a date, add a contact, say it was completed, kind of a few things. We just on the right-hand side now talk about the property. It is that simple where I just start typing what I think about the property, my thoughts on that property. So it's that simple to be able to just leave that property insight. I will show you how to do it on the phone. The phone is just as easy. And of course, I encourage that because you're standing in the house or around there. So, but just wanted to let you guys know, how easy that property insight is to do. It's not as quirky as it used to. So definitely wanted to show you that. And again, please let me know. Eagle River, awesome. Love you guys. Thank you for chiming up, says ZapTV is great. So could be a little biased, but I think so too. But I appreciate you taking the time to say that. So one of our next updates, we actually have two more that I'm going to talk about, and these were some of, if not, the most requested things from agents. And I want to say months, but really it's been a long time. So, and our team has been working hard on them, and they brought them to life in the last month, really 3 weeks, and then one of them was actually last night. So one thing I'm going to show you right now is what we call a shareable URL. So very simple. I can actually do a search, and I'll go through and do one for you. I'm actually going to do a search for, any property search I want. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, what I think might be first-time home buyers, every house available in a school district, all just waterfront. So I can just do any search I want, but what I can do is I can actually add a referral tag to the end of it and bring everything that happens with that post that I make back to me. So I'm going to actually show you guys how to do one live, and you'll just kind of have to follow me, and I'll actually show you where there's a help desk to help you if you just have any questions, or please feel free to ask. So I'm going to just go live and show you. So what I'm going to do is actually just go to, I hope if I spell it right. I'm just going to go to, corporate, national level, Century 21. So this is a highly visited website. But for me, I'm actually just going to, I will keep Jonesboro. So I'm just going to do a search for Jonesboro. And you will see that, okay, normally I wouldn't do this, but to keep it simple, there are 821 homes available in Jonesboro. So, and that's fine. Obviously, I could do bedrooms, bath, and shrink it down, but just to show you guys the advantage of this. Right now, what my post would be, hey guys, hey Facebook, hey wherever I post this is everything available in Jonesboro, Arkansas right now. And I want to be able to post that. So obviously, if I shrunk this down and said, hey, this is everything available, in whatever search criteria I did, that's the post I would make. So very quickly, so if I click in that URL at the top. So if you look at the very top of the screen, you're going to see that URL is it's all blue. And all I have to do is copy it. So what I just did was I copied a search. If I posted that on Facebook right now, somebody clicked on it, they would get every house available in Jonesboro. The concern for me as the agent is, well, that's generic. That goes to Century 21 and they don't even know who I am. what we can do is actually add a link, a referral link in the end of that, and bring everything back to me as the agent. So that's what we want to do. So I'm going to actually just go back to Zap, and I'm very simply going to click this plus add button. So we were just there to do a property insight. You're going to see towards the bottom there's a tab that says new shareable link. So it's right here. So if I click new shareable link, and if I just read inside that box, it says paste any property or search URL you have generated. So what I'm going to do is just simply paste that search that I just did. That is the exact same URL that I just copied. The change here is going to be, you'll see that blue button that says get link. If I click that, you will see that at the end of the Jonesboro, now there's a question mark, referred by agent equals agent's first name dot agent's last name at century21.com. So that will actually bring all of the whatever clicks are through. If somebody clicks on a property of the post I make and says, hey, I want to see this, that comes back to me. That's a huge prospecting tool that we have. So what I just did was copied that. And if I just went to, just for instance, Facebook, and just posted, hey guys, here's everything available in Jonesboro, let me know what you think, or let me know if you see anything. And obviously if that was 30 properties because it was the waterfront, or if it was 30 properties that would be good investment properties, that makes more sense. But again, just doing an example here. But now someone clicks that Facebook link, or it is a live link, so I could email it, text it to someone and say, hey, anytime you're looking for properties between 1 and 150 or under 2 or whatever search criteria, just click this link and it will always give you the most up-to-date search. So it's so cool that this is live today, it's live tomorrow, and if somebody finds the post, or I just reboosted or something on Facebook, 2 months from now, it's still a live link. So, but that totally brings everything back to me, with that search criteria. So one of my favorite updates recently, because of the prospecting tool that it gives me, the agent. So if you have any questions on that, please let me know. But that's the shareable URL. And then I'm going to show you one more, or talk about one more thing that was just updated last night. And again, this is one that has been some serious chatter that agents have wanted. It's Google Analytics and Facebook Pixels. So very simple. Google Analytics will track your, it's all tracking. If you boost an ad on Facebook or put an ad on Facebook, it'll track who's checking it out, who's looking at it. Google Analytics will analyze who's on your website, who's been there, how many people, things like that. So if you're kind of into that or want to look into that, I'm actually just going to show you, where there's a page that we can look at. To get more information on it. If you know what it is, you know what you're doing. If you don't, or it really sounds, like what's he talking about, I'm gonna encourage you to, and I'll show you where to go for it, or to contact someone in your office to see if it makes sense for you. But it is so powerful, and both of them, Google Analytics and Facebook Pixels, are available at the agent level. So that is huge for anybody that knows what that is or is interested in it. So I'm actually going to go live and just show you where to just get information on that. So if I click this support button in the left-hand side, and then just click this support center at the top, and that just will take me to the community. Yes, I see the community knowledge-based video library. If I just scroll down a little bit, you're going to actually see an article from Ashley that says, numbers don't lie, track important metrics on your Zap site. If I just click on that, this is an article about all the updates that happened last night. And if I scroll down through, there's an article on Google Analytics and what you'll actually be able to see. It'll actually rank like, here are the people that were on your Zap site and here's their Zap score. So just looking at it briefly, you see a lot of information there that could be valuable for you to track your customers in just contacts in your database. And then the next piece is use Google Analytics and Facebook Pixel. And that's an article about it. But what I wanted to show you is that Anytime you see writing in blue, all of these 4 pieces talking about Google Analytics and Facebook Pixel will help you understand what it is, help you towards, does it make sense for me? So encourage you to just go to support and check that whole article out. And if you need anything on top of that, definitely just reach out to your brand, your managers, or your broker, and see if you can't get anything. But I think that'll at least get you it'll get you enough information so that that you can decide if it's right for you. But that's a big, huge push for our agents to have access to that on a website we know is super powerful as it is. So wanted to make sure you guys knew that those updates exist. And now what we're going to do is actually go live and talk about what we are, what our topic is today. And we are talking all about the consumer app. So we're actually going to get into the Zap app and then talk about the consumer app and then back in the Zap app. But, NAR says that above 70% of our folks, our consumers, our customers, want to or do search on an app for houses. So, not as much where they go to a website or, they really just want to be on their phone or their tablet, and not be at a desktop or a laptop. It's just so much easier. So they end up, majority of them end up on an app to look for houses. Very important for you guys to know that you all have an active consumer-facing Century 21 app that is all branded to you. So the fact is I can share my Century 21 branded mobile app to myself. I can share it with anybody I want. I can put a link on Facebook and say, check out my app. And it, again, we'll talk through it, but if they sign up, they're yours. Like, they're locked into you. You can monitor what they're doing. You'll be in touch with them. So that's the key. So we're actually going to talk through sharing your app, how easy it is, show you 2 or 3 different ways to share it. Then we're actually going to go into the mobile app and see what your consumers see and everything you can show them. And then we'll go back into Zap and actually analyze the Zap scores and just the contact with that person that is actively on your app or not yet. So we'll talk all the way through that. So I'm actually going to go just live on my phone and just show you how easy it is to share your mobile app. And I have 2 ways that I like to do it. And they're just consistently, how we would share it. So the first one is if I just click on the light blue Zap app. So anybody, if you're not familiar with this, please download it. This is your entire database, your business, all at your fingertips. So running your business while you're, running around, listing, showing with the kids, whatever, is the key, because we know that we're not always parked in front of a desktop. So this app allows us to do it. So if you have any questions about downloading it, just let me know. But when I pull this up, my main goal is to share my personally branded Century 21 mobile app. That's my goal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a contact in my database. So you will see at the very bottom of the menu, you'll see dashboard is highlighted. Of course, that's the default. You're going to see a button next to it that says contacts. So I'm going to just hit that contacts button. This will actually pull up my entire database, everybody in my Zap. If I have to, I can hit the plus in the upper left-hand corner and add a new contact. If you have an Android, that plus will be in the lower right-hand corner. But I could add a new contact. But the fact is, let's say that Marissa is the person I'm ready. I didn't realize it. She's starting to look. She said, hey, do you have a mobile app? I want to share it with her. But I want to share it with Marissa. So if I just click Marissa's name, her whole profile comes up. We'll actually get back into this profile in a little bit when we sort of analyze the Zap score. But for my goal right now is to make sure I share my, again, personally branded mobile app with her. So you will see that when I have her profile up, there are 3 little buttons in the upper right-hand corner, 3 little dots. If I click those 3 little dots, you'll see a menu pops up. In the last 2, share my mobile app via email or share my mobile app via text. It's that simple. Like, I click, oh yeah, let's share it via text. Here's a message. I can change the verbiage. If I'm talking to Marissa, I'm not going to go, hey, this is Jeff. I'm going to say, hey, this is Wayne. Let me know what you think of this. Sign up. Whatever the message is. But once I hit send in the upper right-hand corner, that will actually send a link to Marissa to download my personally branded mobile app. And that's one of the simple ways to do that. So for that to happen, Marissa has to be in my Zap. So she's either in there or I add her, and then I can share that mobile app. So I'm going to give you one other way that I love to share it, and sometimes it just warrants I just need an easier way to share it. So if Marissa hadn't been in my Zap, I need to get her into Zap, but the fact is maybe I'm at an open house and she's a little standoffish. Doesn't want to give me too information because she's just looking. Or I meet her in the store and we're passing each other. So one way that I use to share the mobile app is in my notes section of my phone, I just typed a message. I typed the message for the easiest, whatever verbiage you want to say, and what that writing is in the gold and yellow is the link to download your personally branded mobile app. So whatever message you put out, you put in there to show value and want them to download your app, when they get a text from you and click that yellow writing, they will be taken to the App Store and prompted to download your personally branded Century 21 mobile app to look for houses. So this is an easy way to share it, and you will see the verbiage right under the link. In capitals, I have sign up. That's kind of our key, is to get them to sign up. And I will sell it. I will say, hey, let me know if you have any questions. But if you sign up, I'm going to give you entire access to the MLS. Just whatever you can to sell it. But signing up is key, and it will immediately lock them in. And if I text this to someone and they click that button and download it and sign up, they will actually come into my Zap as a brand new lead or contact. So if it's a situation where, in the huge advantage is everybody has a note section on their phone and everybody has a way to share that note. So if I just click that box with the arrow in the upper right-hand corner, this is on an iPhone, I can simply text this message, and all I need from you to get this to you is your cell number. Very simple. I technically don't even need to know your name. But if I just have your cell number and I can get you to download it and then sign up, you will actually come into my Zap as a brand new contact. So again, just a second way that I like to share it. And sometimes it's easier, sometimes it just makes sense, whatever the situation is. But that's, again, just a second way. So if they're in your Zap, share it that way. Just get it right to them. If they're not, either add them or possibly use that link or that notes section to just type something up and then share it. Hopefully get them to it to see value and then share it in a text. Or you can email it, whatever at that point. So just wanted to show you that so I can get you to the Zap app URL. I want to show you that real quick on the computer so you guys know what to type in or what you're going to copy and paste on Facebook. So I'll go live in the computer quick and just show you. If I click my name in the upper right-hand corner and just go to my website, if you have not been on this page, I hope you updated your website, but just under the picture on the right-hand side, you're going to see mobile app URL. So when I say the app, I shared my mobile app URL, that is exactly what I shared. If I typed it into my notes section of my phone, I would type it letter for letter in the note. If I was to just copy this and just go to Facebook and say, hey everyone, check out my my app and let me know what you think. Anybody that would click on that link would be prompted to the App Store to download your personally branded mobile app. So that's the key to either getting it to someone or trying to do a prospecting thing and just share it on Facebook or any social media. So it's that easy to just copy this URL, and wherever you paste it, it's a live link someone can be prompted to download your personally branded mobile app. So that's that easy to share it. Again, any questions, let me know. I do have one question that I will get to probably a little bit later. But any others, please keep them coming. So now we've learned how easy it is to share our consumer-facing mobile app. So let's actually go in and look at what it looks like. So if you guys, hopefully you guys have this on your phone. Hopefully now you know how easy it is to share. But let's see what our consumers see when they get our personally branded mobile app. So I'll go live on my phone and just show you guys. So obviously it's the Century 21. This pops up, and if I just click search in the bottom, my phone is sitting where that blue dot is directly in the middle of the screen. That's where my phone is, and that's every house around me for sale. So again, pulled directly from the MLS, but that's every house around me for sale. So just some of the things that I can do. You will always want to make sure that you locate yourself. So that's the bottom button on the right-hand side. It says locate, and it's got a kind of a funny looking arrow. That will always get you to like, hey, this is where I am right now. Tell me what's around me for sale. So just make sure that you know that. And then just some of the buttons you can play around with, or certainly the idea is your customer can play around with. On the right-hand side, you'll see the top button says layers. If I click that layers button, there's two things I can do in this section. One of them, you'll see the standard is colored in. On the right-hand side, it says satellite. So if I click satellite, what you're going to see is that now this actually Google Earths me, and I can actually see where the house is, obviously, that it's secluded and, quiet in there and not neighbors right on top of you. So again, that's choosing that satellite. So people, you can see where the trees are, how busy the street may be. Just a lot you can get out of that. So that's a key that you want to make sure they do. Just, again, they'll get good information if they do that. If I hit that layers button again, obviously if we're working with a family with kids that are still school age, that's very important. So if I click all schools, and then just back out of this, you will actually see that the schools will populate in there. So you'll see numbers throughout. There's a 3, there's a 7. I can just click on that 3 and see which school this is, and certainly get any information I can out of them. And it actually uses greatschools.org. So it's not like you have to be liable for any of that. But that's just, again, just another tool that you guys have or your customers would have. Another simple thing, but yet some folks, we have to know that our consumers, can look or want to look differently. So in the upper right-hand corner, just below filter, you see a tab that says show list. So if I just simply click on that, this gives me just every house, but I actually see an initial picture. I can see, just get to this house and go, oh man, let's see. I can scroll through, right down through the list, and I certainly can just click on the address and get the entire information, map it, everything I can. So just knowing, that's an option for your consumers, or your customers if they prefer that list. And now let's talk about actually setting up a listing alert for your contacts. And they can actually do it on this app. They could set up a listing alert for whatever they want right on this mobile app. Again, your personally branded mobile app. So what I'm going to start with is, I'll actually bring this out a little bit. So I'm going to start with filtering it. So in the upper right-hand corner, when you hit filter, you actually see, obviously, bedrooms, bath, price, just whatever information. So I'm just going to go, let's find big houses. And again, if I'm a customer, I'm going to break this down certainly by price and a lot of anything I can. But if I just choose 5-bedroom, 4-bath and hit apply filters, that gold bar at the bottom, you will see that list of properties shrunk down a lot. Okay, well that's good because that's, I'm looking. So, so let's just say I work in that blue dot. So now I really need to be pretty close to work. So on the right-hand side, the middle button says, you see a little hand and it says draw. I could actually just draw, whatever shape I wanted, but I'll just draw a circle. That can be a listing alert. In that circle, 5 bedrooms, 4 bath. And again, whatever search criteria I did, I could just do zip codes, I could just do, any search I wanted. So now to actually, save this, I'm actually on the left, upper left-hand corner, you're going to see it on the gray tab, Save Search. And all I have to do is, if I was signed in, now I have to sign in to save this. If I was signed in, it would just come right up and say, okay, you set up that search. The key is that will actually give your buyers notification right on this app. So it's very cool, like, hey, there's a listing in your circle that's 5 bedrooms, 4 baths. Whatever the search criteria is. So, absolutely huge, super easy to use. So, consumers we either talk to or agents that are using it, the consumers love it. It's clean, it's easy to use, the data's, correct. There's a lot of positives about this. For me as the agent, I love all that, of course. But the fact is this is my personally branded mobile app. Everyone, everything someone does on it comes back to me. So, just make sure you don't lose sight of that and share this with anybody you can. Friends, family, put it on Facebook, share it on social media, and tell everybody, check this out, let me know what you think. That type of conversation. See how many people you can get to download it. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to show you is if I just click on a property, what's the information they see and what can they do, in that listing. So I am actually just going to click on a property and act like I'm a consumer. So I'm going to be on my phone. Sorry, buddy. So I'm going to just click on a property. And I clicked on 469.9. Of course, there's the address. Of course, there's pictures. If I just start scrolling, so I get every picture in the MLS. This is what your customer sees. I get the entire MLS listing. And all the data that's in the MLS, I can hit show more and just keep going. So I love that as a customer because again, our customers will look at this page and go, that is super clean. It is so easy to read. There's not too much data, but it's what I need. So there's so much there. Again, the key for me as the agent is there's that bar, the third one up from go to mobile website disclaimer. The one above that, contact a local real estate agent. That actually comes back to me when they're signed in. Another reason to get them signed in. The bottom gold bar, request a showing, comes back to me seconds after they do it and says, hey, Wayne's asking about 123 Main, get back to him. So again, complete connection with your customers with this app. So that's just some of the stuff. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is when I'm looking at the pictures, you see 3 icons in the upper right-hand corner. You're going to see the first one is a heart. That's where a customer can just open up this app and in their minds, they're thinking, well, we're really not ready to look or we don't want to see this one yet. We really don't have any questions, but let's keep it on our radar. So that heart is a saved home for them. That'll actually change the Zap score. So to this point, if I opened it up and looked at this house and hit the heart, you as the agent would know that I opened up your mobile app, that I looked at this house, and that I saved it. All 3 of those would be Zap score changes. So again, kind of getting you back to like, hey, here's Wayne looking at houses. You better reach out to him this morning, and just see what's up. So that's one thing. The next one I really like is that box with the arrow. Anytime you see that, you can share this. So if I hit that box with an arrow, I can actually share this entire listing, all the pictures, all the description, everything in it, in a text message, email, or put it on Facebook or Google+. So obviously this works awesome for buyer 1 and buyer 2, like, hey, you got to see this, let's go look at it. Or the buyer sending it to the agent, or the agent sending it to the buyer going, hey, did you guys miss this one? So many options for, for a listing, an entire listing to be shared. So, that's just, I love that button. And then the last one, the little car, just because we know our customers will look at this app, while they're at home, while they're at work, while they're at the doctor's office, wherever. They're not always necessarily in front of a house, like standing, walking or parked in front of it and getting the information. Like, of course, it's right in front of me. But that car will actually pull up your map apps on your phone and give you directions to the front door. So just another tool that, that makes this app very attractive to our consumers. I absolutely love it. Obviously for that feature, it's very attractive to them. But as the agent, it's mind-boggling that all of that stuff comes back to me, because this is my personally branded mobile app. So just wanted to make sure you guys saw that. So far we have looked at how to share your mobile app, and then we looked at what we shared. So now let's just kind of take it back to the Zap app and see. That is a good question about insights showing up on the app. I believe they do, but I'll have to check on that, because the ones I had, it'd be hard for me to find one. But please let me check on that, and I will make sure I get back to you. So right now, let's think about us sharing our mobile app with a customer, actually anybody, Facebook, whatever, them downloading it and signing up. So now, what happens? How do I keep track of it? And what do I do? So really we call this, let's monitor what your customers are doing. So if I go back on my phone and just I'm going to get into that light blue Zap app. So when I click on this, and again, I'll get back, this is what I would see initially. First of all, those tasks that are the default, those are customers and clients that have truly looked at a house and said, I want to see it, or I have a question. So don't discount what those tasks look like or mean to you. So clean those up. But when I talk about a customer being on really the website, the mobile app, an email you send them, and they say, hey, I want to see this house, or hey, I have a question. Let's can you answer it quick? We actually have, they will actually show up. So towards the top, right below the words that say dashboard, there's a notifications on the left-hand side. That's where those would pop up. They'd actually pop up so you'd know it. But the fact is, I just need to push that button to go, oh, that's right, Roger asked about information, or Andy wants to see it. So that's immediately where I would go to check those. The next piece I'm going to look at is I'm going to just click that contacts button again at the bottom. And this is my entire database. In this one, there's 405 contacts, and they are defaulted by ZapScore. I can hit the filter in the upper right and just, filter them a different way, but the fact is they're filtered by ZapScore. So if I just click Roger and say, say he hadn't, done an insight, asked me about a house or wants to see it, I would see him as high or very high or moderate, whatever his score is. I'm basically going to go, why is he up there? Why is he at the top of the list? So if I just click his name, this is what we saw earlier. We saw in the upper right-hand corner how to easily share your mobile app with Roger. Still there. But the fact is now he has my mobile app. He's on my website. Wherever he is, I want to see what he's doing. So if I just scroll down this page, you will see that, his Zap score, anything that he's been doing. I'm going to see if I can't find a person that's got. So here's Dan. You'll see that, why is Dan up there? Well, that's his Zap score. This is what he's basically been doing. But now I scroll down a little bit further, home profile insights and city and neighborhood insights. Guess what? Dan, as an average, looking at 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, about 2,345 square foot, and he's looking in 4 zip codes. West Hartford, Avon, those are the zip codes he's looked at on my website, my mobile app, or in the emails I've sent him. So that's one piece where we can just, and obviously the key is man, I sent my my app to Dan, but I haven't really heard from him in like 2 months. Well, if you're monitoring ZapScore, it's going to tell you what he's been doing and let you reach out to Dan before whatever. Maybe he's just quiet. Maybe he's not ready. Maybe he's, I don't want him to find another agent. So me reaching out to Dan, just saying, hey, what's up? allows a conversation to start being had. And then again, just below the Dan's name at the top in the blue, you're going to see that menu across, details, activity, if I click on activity. So these are homes that he actually took the time to save on my website, my mobile app, or an email I sent, and then of course recently viewed on the far right. So again, just gives me a chance to be in contact with Dan, even if he's not ready. I mean, I don't have to hound him, but an occasional, hey, what's up? Because I see he's looking at houses, and let him say, hey, we're still looking, we're not quite ready. But the fact is that our customers, our consumers, they can pop from agent to agent because they haven't heard from their agent, even though they may not be responding. So, us having the chance to stay in contact with them is the most important piece. And this app allows us to do it. Both of these apps allow us to do it. You should have the blue one. You should have your own Century 21. But we have to share that Century 21 app with everybody we know. And then again, just get them to sign up, test, even if they're not looking, hey, sign up, just let me know what you think about it. They will sign up and they'll come back and say something about it, but at least you got them to sign up, even if they're just bored and look at houses occasionally. So that's just an awesome app to have, and then just monitor the activity in the light blue Zap app. So we're going to finish with, I did get to the URL, so I think we're good on questions. I know I answered most of them as I was going, so I was monitoring those. So thank you again for the shout outs. Totally appreciate that. We did mail call, but I will do save the date. So our next 20th, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So please, appreciate you coming today. Please join us next month. We do have some good things coming. We're actually going to bring in some guests and things like that. So please make sure you join us and stay tuned. And again, this will be recorded. So if you want to rewatch it or share it with someone in the office, come back to c21.zapbroadcast.com and you'll be able to rewatch it. So again, thank you guys so much for coming. Thanks for the shout outs. We'll talk to you soon.